to our Tai Chi lecture today, where Faye will help us to study right kick, double punch to the ears, and left kick. The lecture will last about 40 to 45 minutes with about 10 minutes for questions at the end. And if you wish, please put them in the chat box. And I'm sure Faye needs no introduction, but I'm going to do it anyway. Faye is the eldest daughter of Professor Li Deyin, a respected martial arts master with a long lineage in many styles. Faye, under his guidance, has been practicing since childhood. While studying in the psychology department of Beijing Normal University, she represented them in many successful competitions. Coming to the UK in the 1990s, she obtained a master's in business administration, which she uses to good effect. Faye has been involved in international disseminations and the teaching of Tai Chi and Qigong. She founded the British Health Qigong Association, the Deyin Tai Chi Institute, and the Chinese Cultural Centre in Telford. Through these excellent organisations, Faye has done much to improve the teaching and learning of Qigong and Tai Chi, organising workshops and training opportunities, both in person and on Zoom, and increasing the standards achieved by all those who attend. During lockdown in 2020, Faye started many Zoom classes which still continue today, allowing her training to reach many more people. Also, through the organisations, performances and competitions have been choreographed and organised, and the teams have been very successful. I believe it is planned to perform in Japan soon. Faye hosted the 3rd European Qigong Congress and competitions just outside of London. I was very honoured to attend, and there were teams from many countries. Faye and her team helped it to run smoothly. I would expect nothing else. Faye has also published more than 10 academic and teaching articles in the most influential publications, and has a wide variety of English audio and video products, and can also be found on YouTube. Ladies and gentlemen, enjoy your morning. Please mute, and over to you, Faye.
Thank you, Sue. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. I'm just going to check if there's any microphones still open, and we'll make a start soon. Okay. Good morning, everyone. I think that's everyone has muted now. That's great. Thank you so much, Sue, for that introduction. And good morning to see so many friends again. I had a quick look in our Zoom room. Most are my regular students, and a few new ones and a few new names. And good morning if we have not met before. As Sue introduced, my name is Faye. I will be spending the next 50 minutes, we started a little bit late today, to go through some of the movements, 3 movements today. To what I want to highlight is to help to improve and aware the balance in practicing Tai Chi. Now, last public lecture, I stressed the importance of switching off. So the first lesson in Tai Chi that we do is to actually switching off from all thoughts, allow ourselves to enter a frame of mind that is calm, quiet, not too busy. If your mind is busy thinking about, for example, shopping list, or the friends you're about to meet, or even pondering the meaning of life, like the ultimate question, then your mind is very busy, and your body would not be able to talk, to communicate with our mind. So in the practice of Tai Chi is we're practicing living the Tao. We're actually, without complicating of the subject, you are walking through that very important connection of mindfulness. Every movement in your practice is fully engaged with your mind. So you need to enter a frame of mind that's thinking of nothing else, switching off from all thoughts wholeheartedly, and to be connected, to feel the body, to allow the body own wisdom, own intelligence. Your body has a perfect system. The body is, as last week I explained, like the perfect computer program. It has many functions for self-healing, as long as we're willing to quiet down to listen. So in today's lesson, we'll be carry on from that, based on that principle, is to improve, look at the technical aspect, how in a technique side, we can improve our balance. And balance is one big thing for older adults. Falls can cause huge damage to our health. In hospitals, or at least in NHS, is one of the biggest sort of a cost to the NHS to a person, the care and also the treatment is a huge cost and bill. And I believe it is the same in Europe. So to help Tai Chi, it's so wonderful that in a practical term can help elder adults or those who are vulnerable, adults, to help to improve, to be aware how they can do appropriate exercise to improve the ability to balance themselves. Every movement in Tai Chi is a mindful balance. So we're going to look at that and how to pay attention to the transitions and how to, perform a Tai Chi to your enjoyment and grace. So without further ado, we are going to cover the next three movements. The first movement that we are covering today is the left heel kick, 左蹬脚. That's coming from the high pat on horse from last public lecture. And then after that is 双峰贯耳, double punch to the ears. And the third and last movement for today we're going through is the left heel kick. So this is the vehicle that we use. Talking about principles cannot be real or, giving you the reality check without any movements. It will be only theory on paper. So we are using these movements to understand the principle. I'm going to stand up and inviting you to join me if you can. Adjusting my, okay. From our generations and generations, our ancestors, all Tai Chi masters and great masters always use the movements to explain the theory. There is a very good reason they do it. It's because without engage with your mind, body, and breathing, all the theories or the understanding about the principles cannot be truly translated into your body wisdom. Without the body wisdom, it will be only 纸上谈兵. We call it talking about the pen master or paper master. You can only master the concept on paper or by words. And words can mean so many things. And we think we understand it, but your body is your true reflection or true, if you like, adaptation to demonstrate whether you have. So we are going to still use the movement. I will demonstrate these three movements first, and then we can start from the basics and how to help and build up step by step. Now, the first lecture we finished on high pat on horse. Okay, high pat on horse. The new posture today is right heel kick. You can follow me just to have a run through. I do it nice and slowly and circle the hands. Raise the knee. Kick. Tuck in. Soften the ankles and knees. Step to the corner and punch. Sit back. Turning round. Fist open to palm. Circle. And rise. In your own time, do the heel kick opposite way. And finish, if you start it like me, facing sideways, you will have the change of directions. Okay, now let's begin. As you can see, there's quite a lot of balance. So how to improve the balance? The steps I'm going to take you through is to help from accessible by all ages and abilities. So first, we want to stand with your feet shoulder width apart, right? And feel a connection. Your feet are spreading and thinking in your mind's eye, you are rooting down. Your feet is spreading and the ball of your feet are connecting, feeling the ground, right? Your toes are feeling the ground. We need to have a firmer connections with Mother Earth and feel the Mother Earth. It's supplying, is giving us that energy and flow of chi, and we're growing our roots. So this is the first, and then I would like you to try to shift your weight slightly over to the left, soften the ankles and knees a little bit, and shift your weight over to the right. Good. You can rest your hands to your hip and waist and hands to the back. That's it. I come slightly forward, make sure you can see a little clearer. So shoulder width, shift your weight, and noticing your hips not need to be level. Okay, shifting weight over. Try to keep it smooth, level and smooth, like the flow of river, like the stream of water. Very quiet and like floating. That's it. Nice and smooth. That feel we become part of that nature and feel the flow, all like the floating clouds, 行云 in the sky, or whatever feels floating river on the ground. Now let's change. Ready? We're going to shift the weight and then draw the other foot in. That's it. Try to keep the empty foot free off the floor. That's it. And feel how strongly, how your connections stay still from the supporting foot. The ankle, the hips and ankles and your feet are anchored in one line. Let's anchoring down, rooted down. And stepping down, return, toe down to the heel. And shift your weight over, shift your weight over. In your mind's eye, connect your hips to the knees and to your feet, ankles and feet. and that energy grows down. Shift your weight over and draw the left foot in. The toe off the floor, okay? And noticing I'm not standing like this, so don't lock your knees. Keep your knees a little bit soft, as if you're sitting on a stool, except you're sitting with one leg, not two. That anchoring from the hips to the knees to the ankles and feet are still staying still. Good. And stepping back. Now ready to go a little bit more. So go through, shifting the weight. Draw the right foot in and rise, slowly rise. Raise the knee a little bit to your hip high. That's it. Don't lock the knee of the supporting foot. Again, feel you're just rise from a low bar stool to a high bar stool, still sitting with the sitting bone connected to the back of your heels. And soften the knee, stepping down. Good. When you rise, your tailbone still connected to the heels. And we have all seen in Australia the I can't remember the animal. 袋鼠, okay. Kangaroo, yes. When I went to Australia to visit, they have the tail, it's very strong. So they're sitting on their tails. So you imagine you have an invisible tail that you're sitting, and that is the heel. So you're shifting your weight and root it down, anchoring the hip, knee, and ankles. If you need to have your hands on the chair or the side of wall, it's also okay to support. And rise. That's it. Knee to the hip level. Good. And soften the knees and step back. Well done. The process, very important. One stage is to anchor and keeping your hip level, tailbone down. So all of these will help you to feel confident with your regular practice, and your mind must connect with that rooting. If your mind is shifting away, your body will start to lose that root, will become floaty. Once you're floaty, then it becomes wobbly. So try to bring your mind into the body and plant and root down and feel that you become a plant that's in your garden or in the woods and forest. Now we're going to develop this to the next stage, okay? So when you're standing on one, shift your weight and standing on one leg, that's it. And feel that your nose, chest, and your abdomen is all facing in one direction, right? So there's no rotating and twisting. Good. And from here, you gently just do a heel kick. Push the heel out. That's it. 2 times or 3 times. Doesn't have to be high, but just nice and controlled. And soften your ankles and knees and step back. Shift your weight over and draw the left foot in, rise. Mind rooting down, okay? And hip level, tailbone down, crown up, and do a kick. And back. Once more, kick and back. Draw the hip backwards, inwards while you do the kick. That's it. Have a chair next to you if you feel a little bit wobbly still. So try to keep the hips backwards. The common thing that we lose our balance on is to push the hip bone forward. So when we stand up, if I do a demonstration, this tends to happen. When we do kick, our body tend to lean backwards. So you can see this hip is and shoulders are no longer in the same line. Vertically, you want to have your hip and shoulder rooted down, still on the same line. Crown upwards, shoulder down, feel the shoulder connected to your hips and hips connected to your knees, to your ankles, feet. So it's planting downwards and rise. Even when you do the kick, look, your shoulder, that alignment, vertical alignment, is still nice and straight with the hip level to support. That way, even though you may not kick very high, but it's a solid, balanced kick, okay? And with the regular practice, you will be able to improve the balance. Okay, now the left and right is just the direction change. Before we do the kick, we need to have a series of transitions. Transitions mostly is to do with your hands. Hands in Tai Chi would tend to draw circular movements, okay? So we like Tai Chi, it's yin and yang, and the shape they amalgamated into a shape of a circle. We regularly need the circular movement to neutralize the incoming force and transform it to a self-defense energy, to seek the gaps, create the space to counterattack. So the circular movement goes through stages. From the high pattern course, if I just show it to you from the front, is stage one, your hands coming up to cross, your left hand by the front and coming up, stage one, just cross over. Don't worry about the foot yet. And then we draw a circle. Separating the hands from the cross, rotate palms facing away, circle, and scoop at the bottom, as if you're scooping up fresh, white nutrients, the fresh, vibrant chi in your palms, and cross your hands again for the second time. At this crossing point, if you're kicking the right heel, then your right hand will be outside the kick. If you turn around to the second kick, you then scoop, you then cross with your left hand outside the cross. Okay, so cross first and separate. The first time we do the right heel kick, circle down and cross for the second time. Lift the cross up. Do the right check if you have the right hand outside. And then the fourth stage is rotating both palms out, away, and separate your hands. Again, when you separate your hands, feel the arms. It's part of a larger balloon. Shoulders down, elbows down, wrists down, and gently embracing a large balloon. So it's not necessarily we stretch away so big. We're coming slightly concave the center of your chest, slightly. So you feel that opening of your arms is in the bigger circle. This is the point when we should do the kick. As if you're kicking your toes, pointing to the center of your palms, okay? So try to kick with your front foot or the right foot in line. If I'm looking at the camera, so you're looking to kick in the extensions of your hands, so they're communicating with each other, and not like this, hands sideways and kick forward, all right? And this is a common error in my teaching experience. So now we have understand the hand movement. Let's put the hands and foot together. If you're ready, follow me. I'm going to do the forward first, and then I can turn round. You can follow me from the back view, okay? So the front view is this. You should have the left foot forward, right hand forward, okay? Right hand forward. Those who knows the 24 Yang style can have a good revision. 1, draw the front foot in, cross your hands. 2, step slightly to the corner and start separating your hands. As you transfer weight forward, the palms circle down. Now is the time your mind is planting. As you transfer weight, make sure your mind is planting the front foot. Keep going. 3, stand up on that one leg. 4, checking your alignment and slowly do a heel kick. Tuck in. Good. And stepping down, hands down. Well done. Now we can develop this exercise to us on the spot, left and right kick. And just to practice, give ourselves a chance to practice the balance and the control. You can practice this as a stand-alone practice, away outside from the form. On the spot, I'm taking you how we do it. So we do it to the corner left, do the corner to right. So just to practice that process, how to, in your mind's eye, grow, develop the root onto one leg, and how to control the balance. You also need the internal power to kind of pull back. So far, we've just checked alignment. Now, the second time when we do it on the spot, going to remind you a couple of internal aspects as well, okay? So we already highlighted the alignment, the importance of the alignment. Shoulder, hip, knee, and ankles and feet. All of these, the corresponding side, you need to feel there's a hollow connections, okay? It's like a vertical bamboo, very straight. It crosses this point. So make sure you connect these points each time, okay? So now we're going to do a on the spot and just left heel kick, right heel kick, and just for practice. Ready? And soften your ankles and knees. Shift your weight over the same way as we did before. And just cross your hands at the bottom. Slowly draw the left foot in. We'll do the left side first. This is the mirrored image now. Your left. Good. And tuck in. Soften the supporting foot, knee down, or soften the knees, stepping down. Shift your weight over. Cross your arms, cross your hands at the wrists. And planting in your mind's eye We must grow the roots right here and stand up in your own time. And then try to do the other kick. Kicking toe, pointing to the center of your palm. Once more, we'll just practice once more. Good. Internally, as you rise, feel your tummy connected to the spine. So there's a connection. We talked about alignment and now connections. You want to have your crown rise as if there's an invisible string pulling you up. And this tightness, if you can describe it, the navel to the back, Mingmen, gate for vitality. They connect, a little bit squeeze internally, and feel the center energy rise through the cavity and spine to the crown, lifting you up. Well, you have strong root. If you don't have strong root, this energy will rise and you will tip over. So it's not rooted strength. So the energy in your feet through the connections downwards, then you can grow up. You can feel the rising energy. Okay, so this is the internal aspect. I would like you to try one last time for the other side. So root your foot down, cross your hands, raise your knee. Feel that rising feeling grow, 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 grow. And like a lotus flower, you'll blossom with your arms open and foot kick. Well done. And step back, hands coming down. Well done. So this is the kick. Now, what about the middle posture? Between the right heel kick and left heel kick, how about double punch to the ears? 双峰贯耳. Now, 双峰贯耳 is essentially change of your hand from palm to fist. Fist. It's not very loose. You need to close your fingers in to stimulate the center of your palm. Curl the middle finger into the center where you find Lao Gong point, stimulating the pericardium meridian here. So you draw your hands in and punch out, making the fist. Let's talk about the hand change first. From right heel kick, from your open palms. One, it goes through stages. So sweeping across, bring the palms in, rotate the palms, little finger, rotate, scooping in towards each other, as if you're closing a door, okay, from both sides. Two, the second stage, sliding down. So draw it down past the hips, Good, this is your hip bone. And then the third stage, make your fist by when you're drawing down, close to fist and continue, rotate and from a circle curve from the side, diagonal curve, outwards, upwards, and punch. The punch, the finished punch, your fist with knuckles on the back of your hands, those knuckles aiming towards the ears and the temple. Okay, so it's like a side scoop or sweep, side punch, coming round towards the ears. should be at the same level in your mind's eye level with your own ears. Of course, these applications are now practiced as in your mind, you need to imagine that you have a component or opponent that helps you to visualize what you're doing. So this is the changes of the hands. How about the footwork? After the kick, after the right heel kick, while you're closing the palms in, you tuck in, right? The kicking heel, the kicking foot will come back to consolidate. And again, feel that connections from your tummy, your navel to the back of your spine. So the energy, while the central equilibrium is pulling inwards, reconsolidate of the gravity, like your center point for the balance. Okay, coming back, tuck in, draw the hip bone inwards. Try not to lean back. At the same time, we're rotating, rotating palms together. Both palms is on top, more or less on top of your knees. And two, see, try not, when we make a step, try not to make a step like this, okay? Try to sink, root down to the supporting leg. Again, this is try to help with our strengths, develop the strengths and the connections to the root. Sit, bend your knees and sink. And stepping out. When you step, try to use the heel landing. Hands circle down to the hip level. Make your fist. 3. As you transfer weight forward, both hands will change, both fists will circle to punch from the side. Be careful when you punch forward, try to feel your gaze, your eyes are looking at your punch. Try not to look down to your feet, okay? And back, leaning too much forward. Good. For practice purpose, we could make the symmetrical practice on both sides. I just demonstrate this, and then you can do it for your home practice. Left and right. So we do the left kick. 1, 2, hold your fist. 3, good. And then sit back for a balanced practice. Draw your left foot in, transfer weight over. You could do on the right heel kick and do the other side for balanced practice. 1, 2, stepping out to make fist by the waist. And 3, look. You don't need any bigger space. Step back, draw back, and practice left side and right side. So making it symmetrical, practice our left side of brain, right side of brain to coordinate for balanced training. And when you can do two sides in the form, we only do one side each time. It will be easy. Okay, that's all for, I know we have a next lecture. So I'm going to leave the last few minutes for questions, and I'll be quite happy to answer your questions. Okay, thanks.
Thank you, Faye. Anyone got any questions? That was a marvelous demonstration, Faye. I know I was sitting here looking at the things. I've got a list of notes, and I keep thinking, oh, I forget that bit, and it's nice to go over things again.
Okay, that's yes, it is. When you go over things, you go deeper. Your practice can deepen. Yeah.
I think Ruby has a question.
Oh yes. Okay, Ruby.
Actually, I don't have a specific question. I just want to say that thank you, Faye. I mean, this is a terrific lessons when you sort of guide us how to sort of train the balance step by step, and how to connect our body, our mind, to the Mother Earth and to the spine. And I think it's terrific. And I think that is a very, very important point that we have to remember, whenever we are going to do the Tai Chi or Qigong. So this rooted, our lower limbs, which rooted on the ground, is number one important. And because of that sort of solid grounding, that allows our upper body to do other movements. Really, thank you.
Tammy, did you have a question?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I'm wondering, when you draw back in after the kick, what is the application of the drawing back in? Are you sort of drawing your as you draw back in after the kick, and your knees up, and you're drawing back in while your knees?
Yeah, that's it. Okay, yeah. This is a tip. Well, it's very good example, Tammy, to neutralize. All right. If you imagine my opponent is coming, pushing my shoulders, for example, pushing my shoulders, and I'm just neutralizing. I'm rotating and neutralizing, and and pulling. Well, effectively changing the opponent's down. Right. Okay, that's it. I'm coming down, using the back of my hands and drawing it down. So the pushing action will change and change, becomes like, if I'm playing the other side, it will be neutralized forward.
I see. It's a pull, but it's a neutralizing sort of pull. You're sort of like going with your
yes,
pulling them with you,
using their energy, their forward energy, but welcoming it, or coming in, but at the same time neutralize it, change it, so it's no longer putting us, any danger or disadvantage. So you're coming in, I'm going to take you in a little bit more, but more downwards towards my advantage. Okay, so that's the neutralizing.
Thank you. These neutralizing points are really so helpful, because to understand this neutralizing thing. Yeah.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah. Good. Okay.
Micah, did you have a question?
Thank you, Faye. That's so helpful, really, to visualize, to in your mind first what you're actually doing. And I think it will help me as well to improve my balance again, and making sure you're really grounded on that side. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Mikey. Yeah, thank you.
Oh, hello, Master Faye.
Hi, Kai.
Hello. I just wanted to find out, can you show us the transition from the high pat on the horse when you have the left hand up to the stepping to the left before you do the kick, that particular part?
Okay. Yes, there are the stages, the changes in 4 stages.
The transition,
okay?
The transition.
Yeah, okay. Maybe Sue can spotlight my camera again for I can't maybe I can spotlight myself. Okay, all right. We don't have a lot of time, so I'm just going to show this, and perhaps time will be up. So from the high pattern horse, this is for Kai, okay?
Thank you.
Right, 1, draw back the foot, cross the hands. 2, step, diagonal step, and both hands will now rotate out, as if you're parting the clouds. You're parting as you shift your weight forward. As you shift your weight, don't stop, no stop, and draw the right foot up. 3 is your stand upright, this rising feeling. 4 is the kick. Okay, so you want to have each stages, hands and foot and body, they all coordinated in such a way it's spontaneous. As soon as you move forward, your arms circle. Okay, so that is taking practice to achieve that natural coordination.
Thank you.
Okay.
Faye, there's a message in the chat box and I can't translate it. Thank you, Kai.
Okay. 这个蹬脚呢 okay, I answer it in Chinese. Okay, it's my Chinese speaking friends. 蹬脚，第一次蹬脚，两次交叉。First time, there's 2 cross from high part on horse. 第一次交叉，然后第二次交叉。但是转身以后只有一次交叉。The second kick, because we're turning round, the connection is slightly different. We only cross hands once on the second kick. 第二个转身左蹬脚，只有一次交叉，就是向下交叉，然后向上。Okay, so on the turnaround second kick, heel kick, we only cross hands once when we draw the circle. Okay. 好。
Any more? Any more? We've got, oh yes, Ruby. We've got about 3 minutes.
Okay.
Can I quickly ask, sorry, about the that other one, that same one, the transition point? Is that sort of like you're going forward and then you're blocking as you go forward? It's a forward, you're sort of like going forward into that. That first left step foot forward is a forward.
Diagonal forward.
So you're sort of advancing into somebody, into something. Like, and then you're sort of like, are you pushing people in that point when you, after you've gone forward and you stretch it after the circle sort of like at its you know, width? Are you pushing other people, or is it just part of the circle? Do you sort of pause on that, or is it just part of the circle to come back? It's just literally transition, or when you're there, it sort of feels like there's something.
Are you asking the first step before the kick?
Yeah, the transition part of it. Is it purely transition, or is it that the peak, but when your arms stretched out, is that literally, is that part of the circle into the kick, or is it a sort of like, you know, keep every, you know, out, you know, 2 people sort of in a way, or, you know, 2 opponents on either side, or?
Okay, yeah, all right. I think I understand what you mean. Okay, this part is transition. This part is a transition. Preparation, in preparation. Okay, in preparation for the kick. So although we say Tai Chi movements are originally made up from martial movements for self-defense, but not in the forms, not every part is actually the application. The building up to it, the transitional part, is the preparation. Okay, so for example here, 1, draw back and cross hands. Preparation is a preparation, and then step out, and here is preparation. It's all preparation. Okay, so there's no push out here. So as a spreading and separating and preparing for the balance, to prepare to stand up on one leg. And the final part, the 4 part, is the application. You're blocking, blocking, and you're kicking. Okay, if somebody, your opponent's here, then you are actually block and then create the opportunity to counter kick. All the previous 3 steps are preparation to keep the flow and going and to understand the principle.
Lovely. Thank you. So most transitions are preparation, are they?
Yes, that's correct. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tammy. Mika has possibly the last question. Ruby, did you want to ask something as well?
Yes.
Okay, so can we have Mika first? Keep it short, and then Ruby, and then we've got to go. Thank you, Faye.
Okay.
Mika? Did you have a question?
Yes,
No.
I do, yeah. When in the 24 step, after we do the punch the ears, there is this transition where you turn around. And, you didn't really do that in detail. Would you do that next time a bit more, the transition after the boxing the ears? Because we only step back in this practice and then lift up the other. But it's actually, they go into opposite corners in the 24, don't they? So maybe you could go into that in some more detail next week, just at the beginning.
Okay.
The Tai Chi turn practically from the boxing the ears and going over to the other side, opposite corner to do the left heel kick.
No problem. Yeah, we could include that next time. But in general, just how to turn around in Tai Chi. Okay.
Thank you.
And Ruby.
Yes, thank you.
Very
Thank you.
quick.
So, hey, this is a question. So, after the right heel kick, so our hands will kind of through a circle. Sorry, I'm just so the hands. So I can see that we should use the little finger to lead the scooping. So, but then when we come to about the center, so our little fingers would say kind of just or slightly up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Ruby, when you move your hands closer at this point to box the ears, it's a horizontal move in rather than a circle. And to answer your question, when you rotate your palms, the little finger, yes, leading the way for the rotation, pointing towards, but there's no need to do extra rotation. So the little finger, it's like upwards. No, there's no need, because what you're doing is you're neutralizing. That's all you're achieving, the neutralization. That's enough. And then immediately you want to return. Okay, so there's no, it's not like Qigong. You continue to rotate to go as much as you can. No, the Tai Chi is your neutralized part pretty much enough. Just that's it. Close in and neutralize, and then you can just go on to the next.
Thank you very much, Faye. And I'm sorry, time's up. So hopefully you'll all come back on the 4th of June. Sadly, I won't be here. It's my 45th wedding anniversary, so I think I better pay him some attention. And have a good month, and hope to see you all soon. All right, then, take care. Thank you very much.
Thanks,
Faye.
everyone. Those who are wanting to know more about the 24 is a great form. Come to our summer camp.
Yes.
Our summer camp is a face-to-face, and many of your questions will be instantly answered. You will be able to get so much more. Then just a very conscious of time. We need to deliver a short answer, quick answer. But when you come into the face-to-face summer camp, we have time to delve into a little deeper practice. Okay. Right, have a great,
thank you very much.
Okay, enjoy bank holiday weekend.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.